Hello, my lovely friends. It's Marta here. I'm super excited to be coming back after this weekend break. I have three cards, and here I have a stack of the paper pads. I actually didn't manage to go to any craft store once we were in Edinburgh, but on the way back, we stopped in Tain at the Home Bargains, and I've bought stack of the little paper pads, and they were 99 pence each. Now, my friends, today I was just spinning around most of the day. I had so many ideas in my head that I wasn't sure where to start. I think, like, from time to time, especially when I'm taking a little break from creating, I'm just feeling like overload with ideas, and instead of a sit down and create something, I'm just like trying to pick and choose which one to start from. But because I couldn't decide which project to create and I've wasted most of the day, I've decided to challenge myself with 30 minutes of the crafting without like overthinking. This is a great exercise for me, always help me to clear out my head, to stop making this decision fatigue where I'm just like trying to find the best solution or the best project to choose from. No, I'm just sitting down, I set my clock, and I've decided to create three cards today. Now, the cards I'm having, this is a American size A2 card, which I haven't been done many of them, so that was definitely fun challenge to try. And one of them is a little bit skinnier because I actually create two of them from our standard A4 size paper. So I do know that our American friends, they do have slightly different size of a standard paper. That's why once we fold our A4 size in half, we don't get two A2 size cards, but we get something which is called A6. So it's a slightly different, but it would not really matter. All I'm concentrating on is to make card easy for postage. So here I have this die cut piece which was lying around for ages, and then I'm gonna be playing with the scraps and leftovers I have from those free papers. At the beginning, I was also showing you this lovely thank you card, which I did. I didn't film it for YouTube, but it is a short video clip on my Facebook channel, on my Facebook page, sorry. So if anyone is curious, I will give you the link down below and you can see the creating process on a little speed up, because this is what I'm doing here. As you can see here, I left my old mobile on and you can see how the time is ticking. Basically, I haven't edited this video at all. Only one thing, I had to pause. I think it was 10 minutes left, and my neighbor came in, she knocked the door, so I had to pause the video to answer. And that was super amazing surprise because she came to us with the whole bag of the toys for my son. She had some leftover toys after her grandchild, so that was so kind of her. My son is super excited with them, so that's nice surprise for the day, which happened to us today. Now, as you can see here, I am mix and matching, and halfway through I've changed my mind actually, because I've decided to use something slightly different, but it's good idea to play a little bit. And because I knew I had this like time ticking, I was like, oh, hurry up, because again, as you can see with the second card, I've started being picky, as always, like try to change the paper, maybe this die, maybe that die. And then after like wasting like 2 or 3 minutes, I was like, okay, Marta, you don't have a time left, it's 23 minutes or something, you have to decide. So I switched to this old butterfly papers. This is another of my designs as well, which I really like, and I have plenty of the paper which I've print out, so I'm gonna be start using up all those scraps, because I cannot take everything with me. For those who seen my craft video for the 2023, I actually announced that this year we're gonna be moving back to our homeland. So I'm gonna be clearing out my studio entirely, and only take the basic things with me, the most precious ones. So definitely I have few months left to clean up, to get rid of the scraps, and rather than tossing the papers away, I'm definitely gonna be using them, or do something like, donate to charity or sell some of them. I've decided that I'm gonna be making a stack of those, like a little easy for postage card, and maybe take a part in some few craft fairs as well. Another thing I want to say, the craft fairs are coming shortly, and I do have idea for a video, so let me know in a comment if you are interested, because I'm thinking of creating a little series about those car boot sale craft fairs, to tell you a little bit about my experience, about how am I setting up myself, what mistakes I did along the way. So let me know if you are interested, if this is the kind of a video you would like to see. And for those who watch, of course, please say hi in a comment. Let me know how's the weather like on your side. I was absolutely like surprised how much difference is between us where we stay and Edinburgh. There's a few hours driving down the south, because I'm staying on the northeast point of the Scotland, and I must tell you, my friends, we hardly hit spring this week. Our trees and everything is still just like start blooming. There's no leaves there. And when we went down to Edinburgh, everything was like fully bloomed. There was like a green and trees, lots of flowers on the trees. We do get those like early spring flowers, like daffodils and other things here as well. But as the greenery, like leaves on the trees, it was such a big difference. It really, really hit me that few hours driving down the south, it was just absolutely like, a month ahead if it comes for the weather and everything. I hope I'm not getting you bored with all these stories, but it was just amazing. We had such a good time with my family, and even though it was very, very short trip, it wasn't really holiday. It was more oriented around my visit in a Polish consulate, because I needed to change some documents and refresh them. So that's why we went there. But it was lovely. It actually happened when my son had a birthday, so we did a little fun activities as a family as well. So that was brilliant. For the second card, I actually decided to go with totally different look. I've decided that since the first card, I'm gonna be making it a little bit more elegant. So for my second card, I will go with more kind of like a vintagey distress look. So here I've cut a little like a tag with another of my paper, and then I'm doing some embossing. Even though halfway through I was like, oh, am I even having a time for it? Because I've got like 15 minutes left, but it was actually fine. Sometimes we just have to take this bold decision and decide on the go, like quickly, we're gonna do something. And I'm super happy I did, because this drop of the gold is just absolutely beautiful. The flowers you see here, those stickers, I actually order a couple packets, like 2 or 3 packets of those stickers from AliExpress, and this is the first time you will see I was opening up this package, and I quite like them. They I don't like the stickers because they have those like a little like a foily shiny side. Like I do prefer the images which are printed on a paper rather than shiny stickers. But I was over the last few weeks, I was just binge watching on those little like art journal reels and things like that, that I thought like, I need to have it. And this is this is, I'm sure that many of you will agree that so many occasions we see something on a reel or on a short video or something, and we just want to have it. And even though I'm not doing those little like mini like art journaling pages, I still fall in it, and I've decided to buy a couple of the supplies to create them. Now, all 3 cards, I need to tell you, my friends, I've dressed them up inside as well. There may not be a super like finish or all the wow effect, but I've made the effort to make sure that I'm gonna be finishing them not only on the outside but also on the inside. I didn't stamp any sentiment for the inside or anything like that, because if I will for some reason like I would like to give the card to someone, then I will have this blank space to actually make it a little bit more personalized, to put some note or something. So for my third card, and this is third and the last I'm gonna do today, I've decided firstly to cut the paper to the size of my card, and then I rip it in a half, like not in a half exactly, I just ripped 1/3 of the or 1/4 of the one of the sides. And this is a great idea to extend your paper. Sometimes we want to dress our card on. Here is the moment I was telling you about, that I had to pause the video because my neighbor came in. And what I was going to say is that if you are short on the paper, sometimes you want to finish card, you have some personalized project to do, something nice, and you would like to dress up your card inside and outside, but you don't have enough paper. Try to playing with this, like chop the strip off or tear like I did here, and you'll be good to go, because you're gonna have this little leftover piece to actually match up the outside of the card. And this is a great idea to use, and this way you're not gonna have to use another piece of this scrap or design paper, but you can actually dress up both pieces, like using one piece, both inside and outside. For my first card, I found this happy anniversary, and this is one of my free printable labels I had. Basically, most of the things I'm using here, these are either my free papers or some of them are available on my little shop. So all the links are down below in the description area. But please use up your scraps, see what you have lying in a drawer, because these cards, those quick cards, are perfect for using up the leftover pieces. Sometimes we do hold, like we buy the favorite like a paper pad or something, and then we end up with lots of those loose bits and they just keep lying and lying. Just grab yourself bunch of those small, either A6, A2, or 6x6, 5x5, those little cards, and challenge yourself with creating a bunch of them using the scraps. So not only you're gonna have this fun challenge to actually help you to improve your decision making, but you will also have the chance to get rid of all these scraps and all the old bits, and you can play with the papers. Because here, for example, on this like a kind of a vintagey mixed media vibe paper card, I used two different paper. One of them is from the autumn collection, and the other one, the butterflies, they were actually from one of my August release, because I still have some summer quotes to go with this butterfly collection. So as you can see here, I am mixing and matching papers, and I'm just having a fun. And thanks to it, half an hour took me. I do have 3 cards, and rather than having those paper scraps lying around, I could create something to even give to the family, or grab yourself, if you're going on a craft fairs or something, grab yourself the bunch of the flat cards, because these are selling the most. I always remember, but I'm probably gonna make a separate video on it. But just to tell you a quick story, is that whenever I go on a craft fair, vast majority of the people are being absolutely under impression. They say like, oh wow, it's stunning, like all these fancy cards. They always admire them. But if it comes for buying the cards, they usually tend to buy those cheaper flat cards. So definitely, if you're planning to set up yourself for some fairs, make sure you've got plenty of these. So I've got 3 minutes left. I've got some quotes, like a happy birthday quotes, and these are printable designs. There's a 200 birthday sentiments. available in this black and white and pastel color tones, and these are also on my Lilo shop. So if you decide to follow the link down below and visit my store, thank you so very much. There's not many things happening there because I haven't been uploading new papers like very often, but I do have a bunch I'm working on, so there'll be definitely more designs to come in shortly. Now, last thing, I'm gonna do a couple of the butterflies, and this is the butterfly which I previously used on something else. I had some glue, like a hot glue there, so I've tried to cut it out, and unfortunately it wasn't sticking very well. So later on, once I finish, I actually go back with the hot glue, and I've just add a dash of the hot glue to this butterfly because the PVA glue I'm using today, it wasn't really sticking very well to this slippery surface of the sticker. So I've got 30 seconds left. At this point, I am just absolutely panicking. I'm not gonna make it on time, but rather than sticking the those black sentiments to my card, I've decided to add a little extra piece of the die cut just as some extra embellishment. And here's my alarm going on, so I've placed the timer back again just so you could see that how much time it's taken me, but it was less than 1 minute for me to adhere this. So in overall, I can say that it was 30 minutes and 40 seconds or something like that, and all three cards were ready. So I hope you enjoyed this challenge. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you do, please don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and say hi in a comment. Let me know which card you favored the most. Have a lovely day, everyone, and bye bye.